It's KD, aka Handyman, aka the Idol Maker, aka Clay Davis, and I got my girl Rasheeda the GA Peach on the line.
Please believe it, Mr. aka Handyman, aka.
Yeah, I got a lot of them. So what's going on with you?
Man, just on the grind, getting ready to leave for Germany actually in a couple of hours. So I'm glad we was able to put this thing together because, you know, I ain't want my phone bill off the chain.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have did you like that. I'd have, put it off until you get back.
Okay.
What you going down there for?
I got a couple shows in like 3 different cities in Germany, so I go out there and perform. It'd be pretty crunk too.
Big time.
Little something.
Wish I was going with you.
You know what? You probably don't, because it's freezing cold over there.
Hey.
I'm talking about freezing. I thought it was cold in the 80 today. It's freezing over there. I'm like, boy, I got to pull out the minks on them.
Hey, I done been to Germany. I was in the military. I can deal with it.
Oh, that's what it do. You know what? It be a lot, depending on the cities I go to. I've been over there several times. I think I done did like 16 or 18 shows over there, and more than half of them be full of like military people. A lot of people from like Columbus and Augusta and just different places. So it'd be real cool to go over there and crank it up with them. They'd be happy to see us.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved to have you over there when I was over. I wasn't actually stationed, but I was over there for like 45 days on a field problem back in the day. This was like the early 90s, late 80s.
Oh, that's what's up.
So, we got to see the, the Big Daddy Canes come through. The Public Enemy came through when I was there. But it was cool.
That's what's happening, man. You was putting in work, boy.
Hey. Had to do it. So, tell us about this project you have with Candy, Peach Candy Project.
You know what? It's so funny because when me and Candy decided to even do a project together, it was like, it wasn't nothing like, put together or none of that. I was working on the That Type of Girl album, and Vito, the producer, had hit me and said he had a track for me, and Candy had did a hook on it, and she was singing on the hook, and I was like, oh, that's what's up, let me come check it out. So when I went over there to listen to it, I really liked it. I wrote my verses, I came back to the studio, recorded, and Candy came to the session, and we just kind of jumped on each other's joint. She had a joint, and then she jumped on the third verse on that record, and the chemistry was so good in the studio that we just was like, shoot, let's keep working. Vito and Kurt was like, man, y'all need to go ahead and y'all need to do some more records together. Just see how they turn out. Let's just do it. And we just did it. Went in the studio, just on our own time when we felt like it, had some fun, did our thing, and came up with an album. Decided to call, us together Peach Candy, because I'm the Georgia Peach and she Candy, the Candy Girl.
Right.
And it just came together real natural. So I'm happy about it. Candy's a great writer, and I've been out here doing my thing for a long time, writing and doing records and staying consistent as a female. So it just came together like nothing,
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, the way y'all hang out at the different events I've seen you at, you would have think it was put together. I mean, the chemistry is so good between you two.
Oh, thank you. And we've known each other forever. Like, we've known each other for a real long time, since we was young, and even before she was in Escape, and when we was just little boppers around the A.
Oh.
But for us to be able to work together, it's real cool. And just the R&B and the hip-hop together, and like how we able to just take it there with the records is really what's happening, because we could just go in whatever direction we want to go in and just be comfortable with the music.
Right. I understand that. I know when I first got to Atlanta, which was in 2002, I was managing this chick by the name of Evil, EVOL, and she was under Tony Mercedes management label, and I was down at his studio and seeing some plaques with Candy's name on it as far as writing credits. And I was like, up until that time, I didn't even know she was a writer.
Yeah.
I had moved here from Texas, Dallas, Texas. And, I brought my Rasheeda CD, the one with you in the yellow pants.
Yeah, the Dirty South.
Oh, yes. And my sister-in-law, my little baby sister-in-law, she took that CD as soon as I got here. And I was like, man, I need my joint back. And I was actually looking for it this morning. And I was like, she probably got it still.
That's what's happening, man. Yeah, that was my first album, actually, the Dirty South album. The album came in 2001, and that was my first major label release too. That was when I was on Universal Motown.
Right.
And the song Do It, that with Pastor Troy, that was the record that really just took off for me, and gave me the name, the Queen of Crunk. And it was a real cool project. Like sometimes, a lot of times as artists, when you get with your first major label, sometimes you think, oh, this is it. This is just, I'm finna just blow this out. This finna be shit. And sometimes it's just not the situation, but you learn from the situation. And that's what I did with Motown and with that first album. It's like I learned a whole lot, as far as the artist, as far as the business and stuff. And, I don't take nothing away from it. Like that Do It song is, Stamp Me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was my first solo record, and I still perform that song at every show all the way to this day.
Yeah, I remember back when I was staying in Dallas, and I used to come here, and I had dealings with this female that I grew up with that was living here in Atlanta. And I was up at B103 one night with Greg Street, and he debuted that song with what was it called? Shorty with KP and the white girl Envy.
Yeah, she ain't white, she black, but yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, she mixed. She black and white, but she black.
Okay, my bad.
Daddy black and her mama white.
Okay, my bad. But when he debuted that song that night, and when I got back to Texas, I was telling everybody about KP and about the song. And then it was right around the same time, about a year later, somewhere around there, when I first heard of the Capers. And,
right.
And I did not know actually that you were the same Rasheeda that was in that group. When I was watching this program on BET Hip Hop, and you guys did an interview, and this show used to come on the same show like maybe 3 times a week when the Capers was hosting BET Hip Hop one morning. And I mean, every day I watched that show. Every time it came on, I watched that show. But up until then, I didn't know you was the same Rasheeda.